Right, so in this part we're going to be taking a look at issue 34 of Sega Power, the other magazine I used to read back in 1992. So as we can see, the cover game is Alien 3 on the Mega Drive and Master System, obviously based on the movie. It's a run and gun game, very nice. One of a game I really enjoyed back in the day. And there's also Splatterhouse 2 mentioned. They reviewed that in this issue as well. So let's take a look inside. Alright, so here we have a advert for Electronic Arts, showing off some of their more recent games, stuff like Desert Strike and Road Rash and James Pond 2 and Shadow of the Beast. And here's the contents page, showing off all the regulars and all the games they review in this issue. And here we go straight into the news. A few pieces here on the Sega Pro Master Books. There were a series of tips books for various games. I used to have these myself. They were really nice. As well as that, we also have a preview for Railroad Tycoon. Unfortunately, we didn't seem to get that in the end, which is quite a pity. That would have been a nice game to have. And 12 months ago, these were the games. Yeah, those are the best-selling games from the year before. And here we have a advert for Super Kickoff on the Master System, a much-loved football game. And here we have the previews. I have one for Bulls vs Lakers and NHL Hockey 1993. I think considered by many to be probably the best game in the series. A very popular one. MC Kids, aka Global Gladiators, as it became known as. And here is a preview for the Master System version of Pit Fighter. And Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge, that was on the Mega Drive. And here we have a advert for the Master System version of Marble Madness. Of course, a conversion of the arcade game. And Power interview, a feature on an interview with the President of Sega US. Is that? Yes, Tom Kalinske. Awesome. Now this was here we have the their monthly comic strip, The Adventures of Captain Ages and Rewop. Of course, that being Sega Power backwards. Let's see what they did there. Nice artwork on this one, actually. An advert, I think it's that same Games Club thing which was advertised in Sega Pro. So this is the contents page for the reviews, and it also shows off how the review system works. So let's have a look at that. So as in Sega Pro, the games are split, reviews are split into 4 separate categories. Here it's graphics, sound, addiction and brain power. There's also a frustration factor, which as you'd expect, tells you how frustrating the game is. Tells you how long you can expect to, it can take to complete the game. All the good and bad points of the game are mentioned in this part. And here is the final score and verdict. In addition to that, we have the power points, which show you other details about the game, like the number of players, how many levels there are, and the kind of options you can change and all that. And alternatives, which give nice little alternatives, as the name suggests, for the game in question. So, for instance, if you had a review of Sonic, you might expect to see a game like Castle of Illusion or Decap Attack in there. And here we have the writers. How nice is that? So here's our first review, Mega Drive version of Alien 3. Here we can see another part of the reviews. They actually showed off the controls for the game, what buttons do what. And there's your got 82%. I agree, that is a fun little game. And here's the Master System version. Not quite so keen on that, 72%. And here we have a competition, Alien 3 related competition, where you could give away stuff like videos and graphic novels and even t-shirts. Nice. Now here we have Dragon's Fury, an excellent sort of gothic pinball game. Bit of a classic. It is very good, as you see there, 90%. Sagaya, or otherwise known as Darius. This one was on the Master System, port of the arcade game, and didn't say that one was too bad, 78%. Splatterhouse 2, which was on the cover. As you can see, it was a very violent game. I think this one didn't even get an age rating because they didn't have them back in the day. Unfortunately, they weren't very keen on this one. That only got 47%. Oh no, it's not a bad game. Don't think it's worth that at all, but it's certainly not a classic. Champions of Europe football game, I believe, was based on Euro 92, the Euro 92 tournaments. That sucks, 27% there. Grand Slam tennis, obviously a tennis game, not too bad. Ninja Gaiden on the Master System, basically a kind of port of the NES game. Actually quite different from the Nintendo ones, and a very good game in my opinion. I really enjoyed this one. Unfortunately, they weren't so keen on this one. Only 53%. Don't agree. I actually thought it was a rather nice game. Kadash on the Mega Drive, a port of Taito's arcade game. 61%, can't really comment because I've not actually played this version. The arcade game was actually included on the Taito Legends 2 compilation pack. It's a pretty nice game. I think the Mega Drive version is cut back, or rather, it only has like 2 playable characters as opposed to the original's 4. But yeah. Game Gear version of Olympic Gold. This was based on the Barcelona 1992 Olympics. Not a very good version, only 58% there. Game Gear version of Marble Madness. I get 74. Actually, there is a part missing here. That's where the poster used to be. Not so there anymore. And there is part of an advert for various Game Gear games. An interview with Probe Software, the guys who made Alien 3 and the Terminator. Here we have the tips page. Gave the latest cheats and passwords for the latest games. 2 there. Tips for Tasmania and Super Hang-On. Quackshot is mentioned here. Able to get loads of lives. And a guide on how to beat the bosses in Ghouls and Ghosts. Very tough game. So, if you need all the help you can get with this one. And it's all the player's guide for Phantasy Star 3. Quite necessary, I'd say, because they are. This is quite a big and difficult game. I'm sure these maps helped out quite a few people back in the day. Not me though, I never had the game back then. One for Decap Attack, one of my favourite games on the Mega Drive. Gives you a few tips and shows you how to beat the first 5 bosses in the game. Player's Guide for the last few levels of the Lucky Dying Caper. Excellent game as well. Pretty much our system's equivalent of Quackshot. It shows you how to beat the final boss as well. More tips, as well as an advert for the Future Entertainment Show. Pretty much a kind of like a Eurogamer, what we had back then. Subscriptions page and back issues. So if you missed an issue, you could get one there. An advert for the Pro Action Replay. The cheat cartridge. And here we have the Hardline, which is a directory of most of the Mega Drive, or all the console games currently out, and reviews for all of them. Yeah. And the Mega Drive, Game Gear and Master System Top 20 charts. These were the best-selling games of that particular month. Accessories were also reviewed. Power-based converter there. The light phaser for the Master System. Yes, it's true, you've won a prize. And these are the competition winners for the previous competitions. Honest Warren's Charter, I think this must have been the classified, I guess. Small ads, you could put up games for sale or swap them, or even get pen pal if you wanted. Scribblings, this was the letters page, including some of the crazier letters they've got. And here is the artists page, or the art page. Lots of pictures of Sonic killing Mario, as was very much the case here. And Dan's Crap Corner, a bit mean-spirited to be honest, because it's pretty obvious these pictures are drawn by kids. And it's a bit, there we go. And the back page, the showing off what we'll be reviewing next month. And an advert for God only knows what. So that is the a lot for this one. In the next edition we will be looking at an issue of Mean Machine Sega. See you then.